Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. This is Reading Addict, and today we will talk about a topic on which I was thinking for quite a while, which is childhood. Childhood is a beautiful phase of our life, and we regard our childhood in a very high terms. Whenever we are emotional, whenever something is unhappy in our lives, we usually go back and compare it with our childhood, the best memories of our childhood, when we were young, when we had less responsibilities and more time for fun, when we were kind of free in literal terms. And that that phase of our life is very important to us, and we pay it due regard and attention in terms of its comparison with our future or adult life, or what life we are living as an adult. So, childhood is a very important part of our life. But I have noticed that, which is true, I would say that childhood is always composed of two components. One is good and one is bad. Good is something like some part of life that you always remember about your childhood, that is always there. You feel so much happy, whether it is the time period that you have spent with your parents, your siblings, friends, or you invented all types of games. In that part, you enjoyed your life in in true terms. But there is one other part as well, that is the bad part, in which you as a child must have faced bullying. You as a child must have gone through some vices, like through the influence of some bad company, like you indulged in stealing or trespassing or doing something which is not acceptable morally and legally. So I think that that bad part of our life is always ignored or not talked about. And to some extent, our brain is responsible for that, because our brain conditions us to think about those things which do not generate bad memories in our life. So if I have forgotten some bad memory of my childhood, that is because of my brain, because my brain knows that if I remember that, I will feel bad. But there is one another aspect. When we don't talk about those bad deeds, bad stuff that happened to us, or we did bad, then that portion of our life comes to the surface unconsciously. And that is the biggest problem of bad childhood, that we do not pay any attention to. So I believe that if we work on, I apologize, I believe that if we work on it and try to find a solution of those bad components of our childhood, then it will help us to reduce the crime in society, because those are repressed emotions, impulses. If they don't find any vent in the right way, in the justified way, then they will release themselves in a way that we haven't expected, that society is not prepared of. And that can, spoil the atmosphere, the environment of our society, and that will be very harmful. So I think that bringing or putting light on those aspects of our childhood that are bad, that have faced bullying, stealing, or even molestation, working on those aspects and find the right venting is the prime task in order to save the society from its own members. And those members, they don't know when they will do or inflict such injuries of which they themselves are not aware of, least of all the society. So working on that aspect is very important, and that's the thing I wanted to discuss here. And I know that childhood is a very beautiful phase of our life, but we need to work on those aspects as well, which we usually ignore in order to build a good society. That's it, guys. Think about it.